Hi there, and welcome to Adventures in Glass with Doug. Well, today's episode might be subtitled Too Much of a Good Thing. I was scratching my head trying to figure out what the next project ought to be, and I was looking at my collection of glass and thought, well, I've got a lot of these purple pieces. Maybe I can create something from them. So I had a wine goblet. I had a previous piece that had a purple plate and glass already fastened to it. This piece of what I think is carnival glass that has a purple tint to it. This large candle holder, if you will, drinking glass, a bud vase. I thought, surely there's something in all this I can put together. So I played with it. Now, the creative process doesn't usually work like a lightning bolt. You don't usually, at least for me, it doesn't. It doesn't just, oh, pow, there it is, I got it, it came to me. What I find is I have to play around with it for a while. And I played around with these pieces, mostly wanting to use this piece first as a base. And so I was putting various things on top. I mean, all of this, the colors worked well. But it just, all I was building was this skinny tower, and it just didn't seem to have any sparkle to it. So I may have to work on that another day, because I just couldn't make that work with what I had. And I mean, I tried a lot of different things. But when I pulled this piece of glass out, I thought, wait a minute, this is going to give me maybe some sparkle and some interest. It's definitely got a textured surface to it, so it wasn't neatly sitting on the surface of some of these that worked very well. But when I use it for the base, now understanding, again, it's not a smooth surface on the bottom, so it's not like I could just apply it to a plate, for instance, on the bottom. So if I were to use it as the base, it's going to have these pointy little spurs on the bottom, which if you have it inside and it's on a wooden table or something, you would have to be careful you weren't going to be scratching. But this is the best I came up with. If I were to take that and this piece, again, this was from, I think, a flower. I did a video on those last week that I think must have broken off, and I cleaned it all off, but these two plates were still fixed very well. So I thought, all right, maybe just keep this like it is, because it's fastened together. Somehow figure out where the center of that is. It cuts off a little of the light, but I think that'll work. And then we put the wine goblet on, which I like the flow of that. It just looks right to me, kind of arcing up. Then I'm stuck with, well, what do I do on top? This was out of proportion. This was too big. Didn't really do anything for it. But I had this ball. I guess those are ceramic that have been colored and fired. And while this is all a little wobbly right now, I put that together and thought, you know, that could work. On the one hand, it looks a little top heavy, but not really. So I thought, okay, that ends it. It kind of has a certain weight to the bottom. You still can get some nice sparkle out of the bottom layers. So I think that will be what we will do. So we're going to go ahead and clean these up and start building. Now, for those of you who are returning to the channel, thank you. I love your support, love the comments. Glad to see some of you are trying it for yourself. For those who are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you get a notification when the latest video comes out. And I hope you'll learn what this is all about and give it a try yourself. Oh my goodness, I'm wearing purple. I didn't even think that today was Purple Day. Didn't plan that, but it's working out that way. So, Doug, tell me, how is it that we do all this? Well, it's pretty simple. First step is you've got to find your thrifted glass. It may be that you've got some pieces that you found in the attic, or that you no longer use, or that you inherited that are out of favor, and you want to use those. You can go to a thrift shop, things like Goodwill and some of the other thrift shops. Look for things that interest you. Don't spend a lot of money on them, and see if you can cobble them together. You're probably not going to go in one trip finding everything you need to build one. Unfortunately, you kind of need a bit of an inventory to work through, so you have lots of choices. Okay, then we're going to get started with our project. The basics are, you find your glass, kind of dry run it to see what's going to work and how it's going to fit, so you know how they're going to go together. Make sure you have your supplies. I use 100% silicone. It's the GE version. There are different colors of labels on them, but if it's 100% clear silicone, it's all the same. And I've got a link in my description where you can get some of those through Amazon, and I have had no problems with that. So we have our glass. This really is a cool piece, this iridescent carnival glass. That is going to be mated to this. Yeah, I don't think it's really going to be flush. There are 3 feet, if you will. I think they're going to be the surface that's going to connect. I think I'm going to put the silicone on the dish. Our wine goblet is now fastened down to the plate, and we have only to add our golden sphere here to the top. I think we've got it. Got to let all that dry. It's pretty solid right now. We'll let it dry and we're done. Maybe we've got time for another. Stick around. I told you we were going to try one more quickie totem here today. So let me show you the pieces I've got. I have a, I guess it's probably a tequila shot glass. I don't know. It looks like those heavy margarita glasses. I think this was a little oil burning glass that you would use, and a nice glass dish. We're going to do a small hanging totem. I'm going to take a dish and sort of goblet, and once I get everything centered up and all, and that'll be a quick one. Now what I'm going to need is a hook, and I'll be honest, the only hooks that I can manage to find, I've got a link in my description, are these hooks. I found that I could order them online and get a bigger packet of them, a little cheaper. So look for that. Of course, you end up with lots of other wall hanging screws and mollies and that sort of thing, which you don't necessarily need. All right, we're going to then fasten that on top. And I know I've said in the past we might not use silicone, we might use epoxy. This is not a particularly heavy piece, so I think if I do it right, I can get that to hang nicely and stay put. But you, again, have to have enough silicone because this is concave and that needs to be filled in. This is somewhat concave too, so you have to make sure you get a good amount of silicone there for that to dry and hang properly. Okay, so what's the sequence going to be? I think we'll just do it the way we showed you. We'll just build up from there. Obviously, since we've got a couple of joints here, we want to just let this dry, and definitely want to make sure that's good and dry overnight. And okay, so we've done two pieces in this video. This purple, plenty of purple here, and this hanging blue piece. And I'll try to get a shot of these outside if the weather cooperates. Thanks for being with us, and hope to see you again soon.